all we fast. We just use only English.
English and Uganda just mix.
What do you prefer? Okay. First of all, we take this opportunity to welcome all the media houses that are here at this brief press conference. At the moment, we have the president in house. Thank you very much for welcoming him. Plus, of Parliament from Uganda, Honorable, you're welcome to Canada. It's going to be for the trip or for the president's visit in Canada. The president is going to be with us. Unfortunately, we want to send an apology to our colleagues in Edmonton. We couldn't manage to go there. The president is sick, he's not feeling well, so sorry for that. And he's very tired. And but the arrangements are there just to see that maybe next week we can manage to catch up with them. So everyone in Edmonton, don't worry, we are making some special arrangements to see that we can see how best you meet the president, because we know the love you have towards him. So today we have in the program, we're welcoming the president in Canada. Then we are going to have our main event tomorrow. The event is starting at 9, so everyone just be aware. There's a lot of events that are going to happen tomorrow, which we are not going to disclose now because this is a brief press conference. Just to later in the day, we expect to enjoy ourselves as no party, just to relax the president and the honorable members of Parliament. Then on Sunday, we have a very tight schedule. We expect to be at Dominion Church. We shall communicate the time. We expect to visit Uganda Matters Church, and also we are going to be visiting the Umukat, the mosque. Then after, we are going to be having match. So there is a number of teams that have organized themselves just to attend. I don't know the number. So we have a very big event tomorrow, and the president is going to be handing over the trophy to the leading team. After there, we are going to go to the boat cruise. So the boat cruise is going to be starting at exactly 6. The president is going to be there. So kindly have that information. After the boat cruise, on Monday, the members who are willing to join the president, we are going to confirm, but there are some special arrangements that are going to be going on, at least to meet the Parliament of Canada. So we shall be letting you know how the progress is going to be on that. So basically, that's a brief information of the Gen exercise, how everything is going to happen. Then I'm going to invite my colleague, Honorable Senyonyi, just to do a briefing, to talk to you, and then we shall allow some few questions from you, then we call it a day. Thank you very much.
Guys, story tonight. Mwagala okunjogeza oluzungu. Kale tuli Canada kalogere. Good. Tuli Kyadondo. Wali wenyini ku base. Jabi mixing amuko kayala. Banga ndabemu abalipotingira amangere kakati. Izo bacha karanya. So I'll see how to mix. One, we want to appreciate Canada chapter for the warm welcome to our president. It was massive.
Amen.
Abadangamba kakati guys, for chinga chiwankubikama nontegeza, because I was in touch with him, telling me just alert me as you get out. So I told him, well, we're just here about 5 people to police. Yeah, but he's excited. He's re-energized. He's a little exhausted, as correcting Comrade Ronald. He's not sick. He's just a little exhausted because he returned from Arua, our last activity for the countrywide tour was in Arua. Arua to Kampala is about 9 hours. As soon as he got to Kampala, he had to then run to the airport, and then it's been a lengthy journey. So he's a little exhausted, resting a bit. He could not join us here, but tomorrow he'll be with us on fire. So once again, thank you for welcoming us. We look forward to connecting with you all. Tubadde Uganda nga tubayisaamu eggaali. Tuganda ne Canada katujje tubayiseemu eggaali. Because for us, this is it's also different from what we've been doing in Uganda, the countrywide tour. The setting and the organization might be a little bit different, but we said let's connect with the people wherever it is that they are. We said we shall find them in villages, in gardens, in nice sleek hotels like this one, to connect with them and to continue drumming down the message of change. And so that's why we are here, to hear from you. We believe you have many incredible ideas, to also tell us from where you are. How are things happening? What more can we do together? Because you see, you guys are this side, but your hearts are back home. Sure. I dare say that majority, if not all of you, are here because of the conditions back home. You know, either the economic conditions, the political conditions. Many of you are on the run. You know, the moment you step back in Uganda, ngabakukaba, ngabakusula nyali mujimanyi. And so generally the conditions, you know, have pushed people to be this side, but you want a better country. And that's what we are all working towards. And never should you feel at any one time that, but me, I'm not in Uganda on the front line, I am not making a contribution. You're making a contribution, those that are, wherever you are, in various ways. You know, on social media, you guys are told are organized. You normally do fundraising for different activities here and back home and so on. All that you're doing adds value back home. So we have come for you to energize us and hopefully for us to energize you a little bit, but to see how we continuously together push the struggle. I'll end with this for now. You see, we have come to the conclusion that the regime, which many people are afraid of, unage bugayi buno bututya nnyo ge mazima ate tebututya ffe nga ffe ng'abakulembeze mu Kyagulanyi yadde wazitizi nyingi emuganda ne kakati bugayi olati kati nkusinga ne bode okoze. They fear us, the people of Uganda, who are desirous for change. I was in the media for what, over 14 years. I'd never seen a diaspora community of Ugandans as organized as the one we see today. And that's not to say that there were no people in these countries, Ugandans in these countries, who were desirous for change. I'm sure they were there, but maybe there was a missing glue to hold them together, an orderliness of sorts, which you guys have, and your leadership. And that's why I want to salute your leadership. You know, these guys are doing an incredible job to make sure that you guys are properly knit together. Because I had never, I've been around for a little bit, I've not seen a diaspora community that is as organized. We see this in the US, we see this in Europe, we see this in Canada, in South Africa, in many parts of the world. Ugandans are out there, they're extremely organized, and they're doing all they can to fight for change back home. So I want to salute you and to encourage you not to drop the ball. So we hope that so majorly that's what we are here for. I don't know if you guys expected me to come with a written speech and I don't know what, But yeah, that's the brief that I can give. What I can give you soga oba kitambulirawo. Byaibo. Jokuna motmot. Matwali bateso. Anyway, tuze n'oweekitiibwa pulezidenti waffe okulaba engeri gyetukwatagana ne family yaffe, njagiyita family yaffe ye Canada, family ya NUP Abannayuganda abali n'abaagala enkyukakyuka. Twagala okubeebaza, mutwaniriza musanyu ery'amaanyi, amwaniriza pulezidenti waffe era n'okubeebaza olw'okubeera organized, okubanga muli bumu. Mwebalina kubeerera Abannayuganda abajja eno nga badduse Uganda. I'm told in the last 1 year Abannayuganda abazze eno bayitirivu, badde nga bukumbi buli street nga buli mu Firika gwendaba nga ndowooza oba Munnayuganda. Buli awo ga yafaanana ng'omu Nigeria naye najja nakubongako n'agamba Honorable Ssenyonyi Sinoleki. Naye nga ati kati eno mu Nigeria. So Bannayuganda bangi abali eno naye ndowooza kibanguyira okujja eno kubanga mmwe abaasookayo basanze Mulenze Foundation ate ne mubaaniriza kubanga baganda bammwe bannyina mmwe. So twagala okubeebaza olw'okubeera organized. Tuze mu convention eno okwatagana ne Bannayuganda abali eno okuwayamuko. Twali America era mwakira kyakwatayo ennyondoza ne Canada neega nti era tulindiridde bannange kubanga America twabagamba nti mulowooza mukikubye nnyo ate akikuba bagayi bali. Naye tugamba aba Canada abo kirabika kiyinza okusukkawo katulinde tulabe. Twagala okwebaza abakulembeze bammwe ababakumaakuma ne musigala nga muli organized nga muli ku mulamwa. Tukitegeerako nti regime ennaku zino kubanga erabe nti diaspora yakyuka, so kati bazze babaplantingamu abantu era nkakasa babeerayo eyo nga babakuba okuwama babasika eriyo sente zitambula eno empitirivu tubiwulira. Kasuubire bijja sigala ku mulamwa kubanga naffe eri Uganda tukyali ku mulamwa. Webale nnyo.
People power, our power. People power, our power. Tumanyi g'abantu.
So tweyanze nnyo, tweyanzege Honorable Ssenyonyi. Ndowooza tugenda ku entertaining ebibuuzo bitonotono kimu bibiri bisatu. Then tulabe how best we can conclude. So
So as far as questions, we already organize ourselves, like our friend Senyon said. We have the 7-6 media that's going to give us the first question. We have only 8 people that have put their names here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 76 media?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're asking 76 questions.
You went away from it. But anyways, I'm really so happy to see you, Joel, and especially when I was actually playing Uganda. Unfortunately, I couldn't connect with you like earlier on stage. My question, and especially I'm speaking based on the time I've actually been here, is majorly to the party and to the leadership generally. Many, just like you rightly said, majority of us have actually fled our homes. And I'm just curious to know what's the party's sort of framework to sort of, bring people back home, especially when, NUP takes up leadership. Because most people are still afraid. The transition process, as you know it in Uganda, is not very clear, but we have hope, and especially when we see very strong men and women trying to sort of put up that sort of, force. So we basically, and on behalf of the diaspora, individuals, we just really want to know as diaspora, what are those plans that the National Unity Party has for Ugandans in diaspora? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Maybe we can ask questions are right and respond that one.
Okay, what exactly is going to happen? You ask the questions, we write them down, then we can respond later. Can I have Mr. Kata? Kata maybe? I don't know. Yeah.
Twaniriza nnyo omukulu Yolesa Ennyonyi. Amannya gange ndiwa Yolesa Bowa era nga ndi wansi wa Katanabya. Nga nali omu ku baakunga ne Dubai. Nayidde ku Dubai kukunga enjala. Ssennyonyi mbadde mbuuza ekibuuzo nti fezi esooka weegenza okuggwera nga bakulu mu by'obuyinza bagamba nti abantu abali okuwulira n'abali ku mikutu gyonna.
So tuanze nige. Babiri.
Neanze nasaba. Amannya gange nze Babiri Juliet Sembo. Ndi comedy attendant no Canada chapter. Na Top Media Consortium. Era tukukoza n'okupena funire empapula zange neyanze. Ekibuuzo kyange akigamba nti bantu area tuwangudde ate nga twalabye ekibira ky'abantu kyabadde kinene nnyo ekyabadde buluma abamu twawulidde mutwakamira amazzi nga twaba tuwangudde kati ekibuuzo kyange kigamba nti tugenda kwesiga tutya nga abahwema twakavaayo nga ekibiina kijjudde ne batukunext
tuyanze ndoza neyo Mami Isaac, then so get to demo area, then proceed.
Okay, thank you very much, the coordinator. My name is Isaac. I flew from the United States yesterday when I heard the president is coming.
Wow.
All right.
And organization to meet the Ottawa the Parliament of Ottawa of Canada. So we have our friends, the regional friends and international friends, even in Africa. Like revolutions have been happening in Western countries. We have friends that are very close friends to our president, the president of Zambia, as our counterparts in this struggle. If we do, how are we coordinating with them? Because if we are coordinating with other countries as well, where are we coordinating with African countries? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now we are going to be responding to the question.
Okay. I was just consulting with him. Is it fine if I use just English?
That's fine.
Okay. 76 Media was asking what's the plan to get people back home, especially when we take charge. I'm glad you know we are going to take charge. We just need to work hard towards that. Look, whether it be Canada, whether it be the US, whether it be whatever, even as close by as Kenya, Ugandans are leaving Uganda not because they want to go and tour. You guys are not here on holiday.
Yeah.
You know, some of you are in shelters. And life is not easy for you. I was speaking to some young ladies earlier on, saying, you know, we're in shelters and we're sleeping on the floor, but we have hope we'll eventually break through, get work to do, and so on. Yeah, you're not here on holiday. You are here because the situation back home is deleterious. So ultimately, the remedy, the ultimate remedy to all of these challenges we're grappling with is a sane government that is mindful of the people and that gets to serve the people. What do I mean, if you want me to break that down a little bit? on an annual basis, we have about, give or take, 400,000 young people that are ready to hit the job market. They've gone to school, they have a degree, diploma, certificate, or whatever the case might be. And they're out there and there's not much working for them. We have people who maybe had a job, but again, it was not moving as well as should. And so you thought, let me look for a better opportunity. Some of you had lost employment. Some of you, like I said, you were being politically persecuted because of what you believe. Yeah. A leadership scholar called John Maxwell. I hope you guys read, do some reading. It's important to read. He's a leadership scholar called John C. Maxwell. He's written many books on leadership. He said something I believe very strongly, that everything rises and falls on leadership. And there's another Ghanaian scholar, Professor Steve Ade, who once said, leadership is cause, everything else is effect. What that means is that everything that happens anywhere, it's leadership. Whether it be good, whether it be bad. I visit our ghettos as an MP and as a leader, and I interact with our people, and the cost of the tomatoes they buy in the market, the high fuel prices, leadership, whether you like it or not. Go to hospital and they're giving birth on the floor. It's leadership. It's a leadership question, ultimately. And so we must fix that leadership question, okay, so that we begin to deliver services. Ugandans should not have to, should only leave to go elsewhere, maybe as expatriates. Not out of dire need, that you have left your country and you are somewhere in a shelter and you're struggling with life because nothing is working for you in Uganda. That has got to stop. And it can. On an annual basis, I sit in Parliament, and many times we are quarreling over things that I think should be simple. I see how that budget is allocated, the budgetary allocation, and we make noise and say, but you know what, guys, this is more important. And for them, trillions of shillings into classified is more important. But what does the classified budget do? Of course, every government needs to have a classified budget, but it should be justified. It should be tethered to your economic muscle as a country. But you have trillions of classified. Which war are we fighting? Even the war we are at in Somalia, somebody else is picking up the bill. The war in Congo, there's a separate vote passed by Parliament for that. And so, all of these crazy things that keep happening that eventually cause you to run away, it's a leadership question. We have got to fix that, okay? And have leaders who are more concerned about the next generation as opposed to politicians who are more concerned about the next general election. So that's the challenge we are grappling with as a country, that you have people that are in charge and their preoccupation is to stay in power. That means everything else will suffer. Service delivery will suffer. Nothing else will work, because how do I keep my seat? Nothing else matters. That's why, and as I'll be addressing the question of the elections, one of the challenges, I mean, we go to these by-elections, and people are lining up to be given 3,000 shillings. That's how much was being given in Omoro. 3,000 shillings.
Kayunga was 1,000.
Kayunga, it says, was 1,000. There you are. We were in which other by-election? 4,000, 2,000, and people line up. Why? Because they are poor. So that 2K is a life changer for at least one more week for them. We had cooperatives in our country. Some of you are fairly older than me, so you know these things. And this government destroyed cooperatives. Why? Because empowered people are difficult to rule. Yeah, because you're not going to give an empowered person 2K to vote for you. Yeah. No, they want better. They want service delivery. But our cooperatives were destroyed deliberately so that people can be poor and then they're easy to lead. But with cooperatives, people were empowered. They had money to take their children to good schools. When their child was sick, they would take them to hospital. They were able to meet their basic needs, yeah? But this government does not want that. And how are they trying to revive that? They say they're throwing money at people. They know that now you young people form a group of 10, we give you 1 million shillings, you're going to become rich. What sort of nonsense is that? So anyhow, it's we can talk all day, and we shall be talking, for the next few days. But ultimately, leadership. Kata Media, what happens after phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and so on? I did speak to the media before coming here, and I said, look, now we are even more energized. You know, this regime, they thought that people had digressed from this whole idea of change. So they thought these NUP guys, one, their support is only in Uganda, you know, so let them go out there, they'll get embarrassed. I think they saw droves of people. They said, this Bobby Wine here is ferrying these supporters from Kampala to wherever. And then they realized, but these people are too many to be ferried. How are they doing it? These ones just come to enjoy, and that kind of thing. So they don't want us to be out there. That's why they're coming up with stories. Now there are bombs and what. I said, but Museveni and his son normally, or they're organizing birthdays and so on. You mean the terrorists are allergic to them? They are only after us. They have to come up with things, yeah? I saw the story about the bombs at this church, Miracle Center. So they were detonating a bomb on the outside, but the service was going on. So I said, but these guys are actually not very smart cooking up these things, yeah? Because even the Pastor Kanja, got to know about the bomb thing after the service had ended. So if there is a serious bomb threat, that service should have ended ideally. Because a terrorist who has come to kill people, why would he plant the bomb in the parking lot? You know that now, among all those people, the terrorists cannot be there, that the service will continue as if nothing is. So they're actually not very smart, yeah? So anyhow, all of these things, they'll keep coming up with ideas, but we'll keep going to the people. One of the reasons we think is that why they have not really come after us as brutally as they ICC. You know, we are very serious. Some people think we are not serious. We are actually very serious about all that we do. So we said, let's file a case at the ICC. And we first dilly-dallied around and we insisted. So the case was registered. And the office told us, now give us all the evidence you can. And so we have been giving evidence of all that happened throughout the election time and so on, the different cases of brutality. And they said, okay, we have received this, get us more. Anything else, please bring it, we shall add it. And of course, the state has its feelers all over the place. So they know any silly thing they do, it is additional evidence. Mr. Museveni can sit in that chair of his and swear, and you know, he calls himself Savarwan. He pretends that he is not afraid. Munange, he is extremely afraid. He has seen fellow dictators being hunted by the ICC. He knows that they can come, and that's why they're trying to be a little bit careful. Okay, but that's not to say they might not be brutal. You know, when a dictatorship is about to fall, they do crazy things. Yeah, but nonetheless, we are continuing to go to the people. So this was phase one. We said we'll take a 2-week break because we had disengagement. You know, we're discussing with the president when we were in Uganda. We said, we wish we had not confirmed this Canada Convention because we'd just be continuing. But we said it's okay. We agreed, let's come for the Canada Convention, connect with Ugandans here. We go back home, and where we shall have stopped is exactly where we're going to start from. Babi talked about elections. Elections can be heartbreaking, but we determined that we must do everything, we must use every avenue we have available to us. One, to connect with the people, to wake them up, and to keep weakening the dictatorship. We are not waiting for 2026 as an election. We are not there saying, okay, we are now just planning towards 2026. We are planning for the fall of the regime in Kampala. We hope it happens next week. Amen. We hope it happens sooner. Okay? Yeah, because people keep asking us, so how prepared are you for 2026? And we say we are working towards the fall of the regime. That, hopefully, by the grace of God, gets to happen before 2026. Okay, so we're not just looking at the calendar 2026, because you see, Ugandans are suffering now, not in 2026. You know, the challenges we are grappling with as a nation, they're happening now, not in 2026. Okay, so elections are a platform. When it's available, we get to use it as much as we can, but we're not just looking at the election, because Museveni organizes the election, And I mean, just see what happened in Kayunga. I keep using Kayunga as a classic example because in Kayunga we got all the DR forms. And we had beaten the NRM candidate. He didn't even have half the votes we had. But Museveni said, I will declare the one that I want. You know? And so they are that adamant. But it's good that we went to Kayunga, one, to bring that to the fore, to capitalize on that and to keep working towards it. And the final question was from Isaac, who was saying, yes, how are we coordinating with other countries, especially change-seeking entities? Some things, of course, we cannot say, with all these cameras and so on, but we have good friends that are watching what's happening in Uganda. We have got sympathizers across the world because what's happening in Uganda is different. And now some of them had also thought like the regime of these guys, they still reverberate with the population. But when they come to white tours, they're saying, let's wait. We thought the population had gone into slumber. And so we keep as much as we possibly can connecting with these people. We missed the swearing in of HH. You know HH? Our president missed it. I'm trying to recall what something that happened, and so he could not make it in time for it. But you know, he's one of those that have been in the trenches. Eventually, he won presidency, and he's our friend. And there are others like him who I don't necessarily have to mention here, because it's important that we keep connecting with the rest of the world. Yeah, those are the questions. Okay.
Thank you so much. We'll proceed with Abdul.
Thank you so much. I think mine has been tackled with the first question.
All right, thank you. Tonda.
One was also tackled.
Rebecca. Okay. Kintu Fred.
I'm happy to be here. I'm called Kintu Fred. I flew in from Itiana, and greetings from Honorable Zake. He's not able to be here with you, but he's with you in spirit. Yeah. Now, my concern was actually
You flew in from Itiana.
from my concern was the government approach on branding as a NUP familiarization tours up country and around the country, illegal. What does the party intend to do to make sure that government does not achieve its aim of blocking us from that aspect? Two, I want to credit the party on the approach of reaching out to the diaspora community, especially around America, Canada, because one of the reasons why I came is to find out how these guys stay here. But I want to credit them. The conditions are not so good. However, they're very upbeat, and they're keeping the momentum of supporting the struggle to the core. So I want to credit the party that these are our core supporters, and much as their living conditions are not the best, but yes. So I want to thank the party for acknowledging their role in everything they do.
All right, thank you so much. Can I have Linton?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Linton, and I'm representing the Linton e-publication. And actually, my question drives towards to the use of technology in NUP towards implementing its strategies and reaching out to the people. We have, based on the we have managed to cover the entire national tour, and based on our analysis report, we have found out that the technology has contributed a lot, most especially TikTok and other Facebook, to reach out to educate people. Because when we look at the person we are fighting to remove from power, is a political scientist, someone who understands political science very well. And way back, to come in power, he came educating the real Ugandans who at the end, looks like, at the end, let's say during the time of election, the numbers you've been seeing in existence, the numbers disappear, or whatsoever way he does it. So, my question goes to NUP management and administration. What specific strategies that you are looking at to set, to educate our bloggers who are using what we have already identified as the quick TVs, people who actually we are targeting down there, to educate them about our new policies, the changes we hope to create. Is there measures or is there any strategic plan? Can you please plan for these particular bloggers and other social media creators and content creators to understand on how they can be able to use them in order to educate the people down there, since now there is that close source of how they can acquire the information. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Minton. Can we have Patra, then Kawaya?
Hello everyone, my name is Patra. Previously the MP Senning said, we don't know who is here. Mine is not a question, but I think we have to just be curious. Within us, not everyone is NUP. Within us, we have NRM people. We have people who have planted to go and see what is happening there. Recently, there's a friend of mine who did a post. He's a new person, but when he did a post, they went to his it's like the page, and they told him, why would you put Bob Wine's song? What? But everyone, meanwhile, were dancing to that song. Both that NUP, we cannot know who is NUP, who is not NUP. They were dancing on the song. So after they went to his inbox and told him, why would you upload a picture of you dancing to Bob Wine's song? So like, members, let's be very curious. We cannot know who is NUP and who is not NUP. Let's be curious, because you don't know who is who at the end of the day. At the end of the day, maybe problem NRM. I'm NUP. So how are you going to know that Patra is not NUP, Patra is NRM? Another thing, when I'm from Bali. If I'm on a Bugis forum, you're not supposed, if you support NRM, don't make me support NRM by force. You know? And there's a friend of mine told me about that. Like, it's really not.
All right, thank you so much, Patra.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We're going to have Mr. Kawoya, then Mary Winston.
Neyanza nyusiba neyanza mwe namwe bali bamwe ngenda kwesa Uganda kuzungu simanyi twaliriza mwenna abavudde Uganda ngenda kwegattako eno n'abatambuze n'abalina okulembeze ekibuuzo kyange ogenda wafuna lemuuso nnyo ndowooza mu Uganda tulina ba cultural leaders nga NUP nze nandisabye mulinawo ko enteekateeka enteekateeka mutandike okukyalira ba cultural leaders abo aba region ez'enjawulo olw'ensonga nti tulaba tulina ba cultural leaders abo nga bola nti Obunyolo, Busoga, Omutuuka, Singa tulabe nti mugendayo okugyawo kino ekifaananyi bano abantu kyebayinza okupulantingawo kanakakundi nti Abaganda ntono Abaganda tutandike n'okulaba nti Joel Ssennyonyi ne President n'abantu bano bakukasya tubalabyeko ow'Omusinga, tubalabyeko ow'Omukumbanya, tubalabyeko ow'Omutuuka balabyeko ewalala wonna mutandike okukyalayo tulabe nga tugatta oluganda olwo kubanga bano bamanya tunaabeera unity tujja kujjako gavumenti so balina okuteekawo okujjawo enjawukanye twongere okugatta nga mugendayo tumanye nti Kyagulanyi yagobye NUP oba ssente zamulakira ate muba mugende ne bannaddiini even ne musaba temusuulirirayo
kale ssebo tweyanza gye tweyanze saba tukomewo wano badde tusaba Mwami Male Wilson.
People power, our power. People power, our power. People power, our power. People power, our power. I'm called Male Wilson. I'm the NUP flag bearer MP, Mukona Health. I want to thank our public relations officer or the party spokesperson, Mr. Joris Lenyon. Honorable Joris Lenyon is the chairperson of OSASE. If he was NRM, we would be very fat like this because that's the most corrupt commission. But thank God, we always keep a watch on him. You know what's funny? Back home, we are accountable each and every day. Each and every day. People are monitoring each and every candidate of National Unity Platform. And whoever does wrong, they are crucifying. Whoever does wrong, they are crucifying. And even you in the diaspora, you always crucify us. We call your relatives there, crucifying us. So thank you for the role you're doing. I flew in to attend this convention. I'm really very happy. I've been here for a week. I realized the Tadeos, the Chitus, they're doing really an incredible work. Wow. I've seen people are hosting people who come. I met my councillors here who have come in exile because of torture and others. Personally, back home I lost an election. I went to court. I've been in court for 3 years. I went to the High Court. The guy paid over 100 millions. The court dismissed my petition. Then I went to the Court of Appeal. I won. They sent us for a trial. Guess what? When we went to High Court, everything, in fact I was telling my friend Chuma, they assassinated my car while President was coming in my constituency. It was very worse. But because National Unity Platform is not violent, I said I'll take these guys to court. You'll be accountable for what you did. Now this judge just said, you know, the police was enforcing COVID. My people wanted to retaliate because others were not armed. I told them, no, we'll take this bill to the courts of law. So I just want to thank you that you're supporting us. Someone has said, we lost the election of Hoima. Guys, we didn't lose. These guys, they manufacture votes. Like me, my place, you find the number of registered votes, the number of votes cast, that more than the number of registered voters. I was discussing with the PR when you were down there in Nairobi. I was saying, hey, this one won, this one won. But you know what happens? People, returning officers were asking for money to declare. That's not the Uganda want. That's not the Uganda want. We just implore you when you're in the diaspora here, please, please don't sell out. Help us. Call your people home. Support them because they're really bad job. Support them where possible, but please support them. Don't sell out. Let's overthrow this government. Guys, I've been here for 3 days. I came a bit earlier, but you know what happens here? People even in shelters, they feel like they can stay there forever. Why do we have a home? Why do we come here to be beggars? Why do we come here to cry when we have a home which is more fertile than here? I have girls who are people from my constituency who are in the north. I'm telling you, it's very cold, damn cold here. You know, I can't make it. Yesterday showed me, you know what, I can't even drive. It's cold. Why do we live in this slavery? Let's throw this government. Let's overthrow this government. We take over so that we live in harmony. We live in happiness. You know, you left your children. I tell you, your children are going to the hospitals. There is no medicine. You know, there's a girl I invited with here at the Dominion. She told me they even sent her a car because when she was going to, for medication. But back home in Uganda, mothers are dying. I tell you, these guys in parliament, there are laws which are clear. We look at the backbone of the economy, that's agriculture. We talk about Maputo Declaration. When Museveni came into power, he was a young man, aggressive. They went to Maputo, they signed what we call a Maputo Declaration. It was brought back to parliament and it was domesticated. It became a law, but up to date, the backbone of the economy is not even allocated half of what the law says. And guess what? Without 57 members of parliament, they cannot push for it. Guys, we need to overthrow this government so that we can make our people better. Yeah. I'm here, we are here to give you hope. I'm not here to stay, I'm going back home. But one thing I want to tell you, guys, support your family back home and please don't lose track. don't lose track. We are here to give you hope. These surgeons, they are not good. They are not well. The guys on sitting bomb, tomorrow the speaker says, I'm impeaching you. You are leaving that. You saw what happened to Zake. He's in court as a commissioner of parliament. But the constitution is very clear. You understand? You people, even the guys in parliament, they are better off than even you who are here in the diaspora. You who are here being slave. But what we implore you, we invite you to kunga. You understand? Kunga. Kunga Kyaguranyi kunga. Kunga Male kunga. Kunga Uganda kunga. Kunga Kyaguranyi kunga. I can't speak up tomorrow, but thank you very much for your honesty.
Nga honorable Senyonyi wagenda okuddamu ebibuuzo birivuddemu waggulu. Ebiseera ebisinga wetuba tuli meetings ndowooza mbagamba nti wetujja eno buli muntu waliwo time gy'olina okutuula mu kisenge kyo n'olowooza ewaka. Olwaleero abaana e Uganda bali mu kudda ku ssomero naye buli omu ku mmwe alina sente z'aweereza. It shouldn't be like that. Abaana wano bakera ne bagenda ku ssomero ne babajjayo ne babaleeta. Mukimanyi nti naffe tusobola. We can. It's just the governance. It is so pity kuggwa omuntu atambuddeko oba omuyivu. Yes, omuntu aliiri waffe mu kyalo osobola ogamba nti nedda. Naye toyinza kungamba nti oli Canada wano olaba ebigenda maaso. I want you gwe kennyini leero obuuze ewaka olowooze oba olwadde maama wo ali ekyazanga olina kuweereza ssente gwe Canada bamutwale emulaga e Masaka ate nga n'eddagala teririiyo. Is it fair? Abantu mwenna tugenda kudduka tujje Canada. You get it? And the bad thing, for your information, do you know the abantu abali wano, but doctors, engineers like us, we designing projects. I was working with Americans, designing bigger projects. We are giving free information to these countries. You get it? No zero. Why? Because Uganda, we are missing out something. And we can for your information. When we are together, everything is possible. We can make it. Sente ziri mu party y'abantu ababiri abasatu. Naye singa tukola even distribution of resources. System twetaaga kintu kinene. Omuntu okuba omugagga teweetaaga to beg in the government. You don't need to be given. I'm wondering, a Ugandan minister, everyone is turning to be a beggar.
Yeah.
You get it? Omwana wana akola dola kakaaga kasanvu milioni 15 is a Uganda. Ninga tosabye toyina kubanja. That's what we want. Nimeka soli wange nawe mba ntunze ensawo emu. Ninga nsobola okutwala omwana ku ssomero. Newe mba siina nsobola okugenda mu ddwaliro ne banteekako bandage. It is so worrying. Uganda okulaba nti omuntu ogwa ku accident n'okuba essimu nga ne government ya police gye bakusuulamu n'otuuka mu ddwaliro ng'ofuddemu. Mubadde mulabalaliza president onale basobola obabuulira. It is so bad. Mukimanyi nti nno gye tutuula omuntu omubuulira n'omulaga this is what exactly is happening in our country. Bagamba banange mumuli emyaka 10 emabega naye nga mubeera wano ne musanyuka and you feel happy and you jubilate with what is happening. It's not okay, my friends. Kyetwetaaga kintu kitono nnyo bintu biringa 2-3 ku ngalo. What we need, masomero, malwaliro, ntambula, nakulaba nti buli muntu asobola okuwulirawo. Enguudo ennungi neyanza nalebo kayongereko.
Okay, I'll wrap this up very quickly. Fred, the plan, what's the plan to stop the intended blockade of our tours? We are going to have our tours, whether the regime wants or they don't want. Because you see, twasalawo nti buli kitujja okukola tujja kikola mu mateeka. Nawulidde enanga ne banne nga bagamba nti akakati simanya tukuma omuliro mu bantu. And you see, that's the challenge also we have. Because when we were in Mbarara, the same message is the message we took to the people of Mbarara. It's the same message we took to the people of Mbale. Netugenda mambuka na wa buli wamu nga tubabuulira ebibaluma bonga bo. Netugende Bunyoro tubagamba nti amafuta mwege mwepangisa timugenda gafunamu. Kubanga gavumenti twagenda Mayuge netugamba abasoga nti kakati mwe abasoga ebisonga y'ebikaado ensonga y'ebyennyanja because it's by the lake shore. Ensonga ezibaluma tebaganga bakonti, that is tribalism. Bwe twagenda mu mambuka nabo balina ensonga ezibaluma ne tuzoogerako. None of them said tribalism. Bwe twagenda e Buganda netugamba kakati mwe abeeruweeru mwe mwaleeta akasajja temulina kye mufunyeemu eno baba ettaka lyammwe naki nti tribalism. So we said, look, you see, if you think I've committed an offense, put me to court. So kyenabadde mbagamba e Kampala era nga bagamba nti anti kakati twavumye Mwami Museveni tumulengeza nganda ye kakati bwe tetwogereko mazima bano abasajja bajja nakaveera bajja tebalina kye balina kati bwe twogera ekyo bwe tuba tumuvumye. So anyhow, they will do what they have to do. Era bwe tuve in Canada tuddayo eyo e Kampala, we are going to unveil our phase number 2. Clinton is talking about bloggers and social media actors. I think that ultimately we must see how do we, all of us that are change seeking, kibenga kigattako. Sometimes omuntu munange agenda nakola ekintu mu butanwa nalowooza nti kino kigattako ate nga tekigattako. So tulina kulaba engeri gye twekumakuma ffenna naye bw'olaba omuntu ng'akola mistake yalowooza akikola. Some of them, you know, of course there are those who are planted. My sister who Patra was talking about planted people and so on. Yeah, even among these bloggers. Neyongezanga waffe naye nga bufumitiriza olaba nti ono nedda si waffe era gye biggwera. You have seen a number of them. Bagenda awatuufu balina okubeera. So it's something we need to continuously do. Patra was really cautioning us to be on the lookout. Munange buli wamu babeerawo. Ne muno mulumbu oba oli awo mwebali. N'enkya mujja balaba abamu mu convention. It's okay. Tujja bibasomera kubanga ffe munange tewali kye tukola tewali kye twekweka. Because we are working for the fall of the regime in Kampala. That's a fact. The difference about us is whatever we are doing it within the law. Bamuseveni bo bakwata mundu ne bagenda mu nsiko ne bayiwa omusaayi. Olumwe ebyogera ebyo mbeera kuzisha ezimu nenda presenta nga ninnyako. Nengamba nedda sige mazima tebakwate mundu eruweero abeeruweero temutuula temulinnya ku buwanga. Kakati abantu abo bafa kimbe balwala ne bafa. Anyhow, so it's important to be on the lookout. Cultural leaders, cultural leaders bano munange nno kanga wulira amazima. Cultural leaders abamu munange abamu mulimu abaatya ne bannaddiini. Paka kati Mwami Museveni agenda n'akwata ki V8 n'akiwa Bishop. Kati Bishop enkya n'ayogera ku nsonga eziruma bannayuganda anagamba nti gavumenti bulekerawo okulugunya abantu kubanga bamuwa ki V8 kiri awo bakiteekamu amafuta nga bamutadde emmere mu kamwa. Okay, but there are those who really keep speaking out. Bene juzi yabagambye temubongoota ako kabagezi bokka bakategedde. Muwulira bannaddiini abamu nga boogera ku nsonga zino ne mulimu abaatya. What we have got to do, munnange tuleme essuubi lyaffe kuliteeka mu muntu n'omu oba munnaddiini oba mukulembeze nsonga ez'ennono. Munnange naffe ngaffe abakulembeze bammwe, kubanga abakulembeze oluusi bava ku mulamwa muze mukiraba. Kakati essuubi lyo bwe liba nga liri mu kulembeze oyo oba wa ddiini oba wa nnono naki enkya bwakola ebitaliiyo ng'obivaako. So it is important. Of course, okulembeze bukulu, okulembeze abalina kyagattako naki, naye oluusi waliwo abakulembeze be tujja okuteeka ku side tugambe nti fika tumuubinge. Wakakati oyo omukulembeze mu ddiini gwe bawadde ekimotoka gwe bakoze eki gwe bapepeta ne bw'onoosika otya tajja kuvaayo gy'ali. Tusigale nga tutambula. Kasita tulina bannayuganda. Ekyo kyekyenkiza ennyo kubanga abakulembeze abamu batya n'okutya. Twali eyo nga tugenda mu kalulu naki nga tuwayamuko nga tutuula nga tulaba nti kakati tusobola ofuna joint candidate tukola ki nga enkiiko ezimu zituula mu maka g'owekitiibwa Joyce Sebugwawo. Munange that time nga ye deputy president wa FDC. So nga fina tumwesiga tuga aho nabibaddemu nnyo kumala ebbanga naye nga tutuula ewuwe oba oli awo bwe tuvaayo ng'akuba akasimu muzeeyi kakati leero tubaye twogera ku bino. So kakati omuntu ng'oyo si nti mwavu mukazi abadde ne ssente z'okumala ebbanga, si nti mwana muto ali awo akyalina excitement yakyo baki samatira, naye situgenda okulaba ate asaze eddiiro. Kakati bw'asala eddiiro abali bamukiririzaamu bapondooke. Ultimately focus erina kubeera ku bantu. Twaze emmotoka nga twogera ku Bashiri, twogera ku bakagabo bandi waliwo abantu nga bambye baali bamwinamu essuubi naye bagenza okulaba nga ate byakola tebitegeerekeka, bijja kubeerawo. Naye ffe kyetulina okukola kusigala ku mulamwa si weewaawo. Ekya Male Wilson ndowooza just abadde atumbongako era nga tukubiriza olwekyo kyonna kye tulina okukola kulaba nti gavumenti tugivuunika yebibuuzo.
Kati tweyanzege tusigazayo ekibuuzo kimu
olekiraka agezigadde notebook
kya mwami Kisitu dakiika 2 then tukayose.
Well, people power.
Our power.
People power.
Please stand.
wants me to stand.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Respect us.
Several. Honorable Joel Senior, you want to say thank you very much for really coming see us in Canada. But I want to report to you that this year is just the 51st year. Last year we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the first group of Ugandans who fled Uganda and landed in Canada. Those are the Ugandans of Indian descent. Now, we have a Uganda that has many divisions. Some are tribalistic, but we don't acknowledge that they are Ugandans divided along national descents, if that's the word to mention. We have Ugandans of the Indian descent, or the Rwandese descent, or others who came from somewhere. I am proud to be part of the National Unity Platform, where unity starts. As you continue to unite Ugandans back home, I want to ask you on your agenda to include a part of really uniting us here as Ugandans. This is the only race of Ugandans that you may have to see when you even Google. They are Ugandans that I joined to celebrate the 50 years. Those are the Ugandan Indians. And when we were studying, trust, Ugandans of Indian descent and indigenous Ugandans back home, where is our position out of 10? And where is their position out of 10? In terms of economics and other prosperities which you may think about or which we are longing to achieve, you will find that Professor Runyago was right when he said in his book, he wrote a book entitled Uganda, an Indian Colony. We have a lot of wealth our wealth
in the hands of the Ugandans of Indian descent. We are challenged to acknowledge those realities and find a way of creating a path to a Uganda that is for everyone. When you come here, you ask the same questions, compare and contrast as I wrap up. What is the position of the Ugandans of Indian descent in the Canadian diaspora, Ugandan Canadian diaspora? As we head for tomorrow, the NUP Canada Diaspora Convention of 2023. Are we going to see them?
Yes.
If not, where are they? And where is their position in the economics of this country, Canada? Do they give us a hand up when we go to the city or the federal government or the provincial government? Or we remain in the factories? Those questions are questions really we need to ponder on as we partake this path of uniting the Ugandan diaspora. I want to stop here, and I've learned of a plan to visit fellow Ugandans, fellow Africans who managed to get out of the streets when they ran to Canada to seek refuge. Please, thank you for adding that to your plan, because we need a word of hope to be better than today. Thank you very much for God and my country.
First of all, just to give a brief hit on what you're saying, we expect one of the MP. He originated from Uganda, so we expect to be with him tomorrow. So, but a lot of connections are going on to see that we put all these people on board, and they are willing to work with us. So we shall be communicating on the progress. Thank you very much for God and my country.
People power, our power, our power, people power, people power, our power, our power, people power.
I would suggest like maybe finding groups, eh? Yeah, so can you security or immediately Malega? Our criminal solo no, just for
Yeah, only like two.
We are suggesting Babatasobole Genda and Cham Convention.
Hold on. Because we have another meeting. So all the photos are for tomorrow. Yes, sir.
What?
Okay. So, Mwami Muzamiro, what do you got to group?
Yeah.
If I
would like try to
okay.
I think
meetings.
Yeah, he is actually reserved for a meeting. So
can we do it
first? We are kind of requesting, do it first. Come here.
Only 2 minutes. Because already the other people are waiting.
You still have him tomorrow. Sunday.
Bane tujja kuddamu enkya temuvaako mukutu.